Welcome to this week's travel and history tip. We are going to go to Hoover Dam. Last week we talked about Herbert Hoover and how the Hoover Dam was named after him. Hoover Dam created beautiful Lake Mead. We have visited Hoover Dam several times. One time we actually had to have the Wackenhut security go through our motorhome before we drove over the Hoover Dam. Two iconic towers are on the roadway. One of the towers has a clock in it that says Nevada time, and a second one that says Arizona time. Sometimes these clocks say the same time, and sometimes they do not. Arizona does not recognize daylight savings time, except for many of the Indian reservations actually do. So when you're in Arizona, you might not really know what time it is. And on a second trip to Hoover Dam, we celebrated my birthday by taking a helicopter flight. This was a tremendous experience that I recommend to everyone. The pilots are excellent, and they take you across gorgeous views of Lake Mead and superb views of the dam itself. Our most recent visit was on March 2nd of 2020. We started out at the Robert Mendenhall Scenic Overlook. Mendenhall was key in the construction of new I-11, which bypasses the Hoover Dam. Here is a beautiful mosaic on the overlook and a presentation that gives information on the building of the Hoover Dam and the roadway. The Hoover Dam complex is quite exciting. If you choose to go there, you have to go through security, similar to going through a Border Patrol inspection station. The heavily traveled U.S. Route 93, which is the one that goes directly over the dam, was bypassed in October of 2020 when the new bypass was opened. And as you see in this picture, the bypass spanning across the canyon, and we are driving along the U.S. 93. Once parked in the parking garage, we have to go through a TSA-style security to actually enter the dam. We chose to take the powerhouse tour. Crammed in lines and then crammed in elevators, we went down deep into the canyon, into the walls of the dam. Our tour guide was awesome, and here is a quick video of her explaining parts of the spillway and how it works.
Heavy snowmelt from the Colorado Rockies created a flood, and water went over this spillway for 63 consecutive days.
Here's an old drawing of the design of the incredible dam system. Then on to the generator section. Here's a video explaining a little bit more about these huge generators.
Each generator is 70 feet tall, but here you're only seeing the top 30 feet. The remaining 40 feet is below the floor. Now the generators can produce up to 130 megawatts of electricity, and one generator can provide about 65,000 homes with power. Now,
once we completed that part of the tour, we walked back through the tunnels, where our guide told us that there had been over 50 million visitors that had gone through the dam just as we had that day. Once we passed through the museum, outside to get up-close views, walking along U.S. Route 93 that is limited to traffic only going to a supplemental parking area. Here is a great, as they call it, high scaler's view of the Hoover Dam area. Each wing of the powerhouse is 650 feet long and 20 stories high. Half of this height is below the river level. The Nevada wing contains 8 generators and the Arizona wing has 9. The tail bay is the part that, after rushing through a turbine to generate electricity, the water is discharged out the bottom of the turbine to the tail bay and back into the Colorado River. Valve houses, which are approximately 180 feet above the river, contain valves that drain the penstocks during maintenance. They also serve as safety outlets in case the spillways cannot fully handle a flood. Some penstocks release water into a tunnel at river level. To perform maintenance in the tunnel, the stony gate is lowered to block the river from flowing into the tunnel. Then the tunnel is pumped dry. How does Hoover Dam hold back Lake Mead? The weight of the dam anchors it to the canyon floor, while the pressure of the lake pushes the dam against the wall. Hoover Dam is 726 feet tall. The Eiffel Tower is 986 feet tall. The Gateway Arch is 630 feet tall. The Washington Monument is 555 feet tall, to give you some scale. The top of the dam stretches for 1,244 feet across Black Canyon. The dam is 660 feet thick at its base, wide enough for back-to-back football fields. Hoover Dam weighs 6.6 million tons. Standing 726 feet tall, Hoover Dam is the tallest solid concrete dam in the Western Hemisphere. A few more interesting tidbits about the Hoover Dam. It is a hydroelectric power dam. It harnesses the power provided by 180 miles of the Colorado River. With the 4.5 million cubic feet of concrete comprising the dam, one could pave a road 16 feet wide and 8 inches thick from San Francisco to New York City. Sadly, 100 of the 5,000 workers died on the 5-year public works project. Boulder City, just west of the dam, was established as a federal camp for the dam workers. It is the only town in Nevada where gambling is illegal. Upon completion, President Franklin D. Roosevelt stood atop the dam and proclaimed it an engineering victory of the first order. The project supplies water to Nevada, Arizona, California, and Mexico. The gigantic turbines generate electric power for over 20 million people in Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Phoenix, and San Diego. Here are some more scenes from our walk across the dam. Again, the iconic clock. This one is the Arizona clock. And here's a picture of us right in the middle of the river, the center of the dam. The Hoover Dam was built between 1931 and 1935. There are 2 lanes for automobile traffic across the top of the dam, which formerly served as the Colorado River crossing for U.S. Route 93. In the wake of the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks, authorities expressed security concerns, and the Hoover Dam bypass project was expedited. Pending the completion of the bypass, restricted traffic was permitted over Hoover Dam. Some types of vehicles were inspected prior to crossing the dam, while semi-trailer trucks, buses carrying luggage, and enclosed box trucks over 40 feet long were not allowed on the dam at all and were diverted to U.S. Route 95 or Nevada State Route 163. The 4-lane Hoover Dam bypass opened on October 19, 2010. It includes a composite steel and concrete arch bridge, the Mike O. Callahan Pat Tillman Memorial Bridge, 1,500 feet downstream from the dam. With the opening of this bypass, through traffic is no longer allowed across Hoover Dam. The dam was constructed between 1931 and 1936. During the Great Depression and was dedicated on September 30, 1935 by President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Its construction was the result of a massive effort involving thousands of workers and a cost of over 100 lives. Originally known as Boulder Dam from 1933, it was officially renamed Hoover Dam for President Herbert Hoover by a joint resolution of Congress in 1947. After going through the gift shop, of course, we drove down to the Memorial Bridge Plaza, where we walked across the pedestrian portion of this bridge. 2 really exciting points: the apex of the arch, as shown here by this large medallion in the sidewalk, and another one that shows where you are on the border of Arizona and Nevada. Both of us put 1 foot in Arizona and 1 foot in Nevada. The views from this pedestrian bridge are amazing. The wind is crazy. And most people only walk to the halfway point. They do not walk all the way to the end, which is blocked. We ended our day going to one last overlook to look over Lake Mead. This picture looks very similar to ones that we had taken in previous years. Lake Mead continues to be at a low level because of many years of drought. Hoover Dam opened for tours in 1937 after its completion, but following Japan's attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941, it was closed to the public when the United States entered World War II, during which only authorized traffic in convoys was permitted. After the war, it reopened September 2, 1945, and by 1953, annual attendance had risen to 448,081 people. The dam closed on November 25, 1963, and March 31, 1969, days of mourning in remembrance of Presidents Kennedy and Eisenhower. And we spoke about Kennedy and Eisenhower in 2 of our previous Saturday history and travel tips. In 1995, a new visitor center was built, and the following year, visits exceeded 1 million for the first time. The dam closed again to the public on September 11, 2001. Modified tours were resumed in December, and a new, quote, discovery tour was added the following year. Today, nearly 1 million people per year take the tour of the dam offered by the Bureau of Reclamation. Increased security concerns by the government have led to most of the interior structure being inaccessible to tourists. Interestingly, we just visited the dam on March 2nd, and on March 17th, it was closed to all visitors because of the coronavirus. We were fortunate to be able to visit this iconic structure before this terrible situation closed it. Because of the way that visitors are packed in like sardines along the tour, it might be a while before the tours are resumed. But I want to end on a happy note. This is one of the most famous photographs of the Hoover Dam. It was taken by Ansel Adams, America's premier landscape photographer of the early 20th century. He is well known for his black and white landscape photography. American history. Love it, learn it, appreciate it. Thank you. If you haven't heard, we have a new ministry project. It's called the Psalm 33:12 series. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. Help support this ministry and get America great again with these motivational t-shirts. Use them as a conversation piece and a great witnessing tool. Many people are getting them to give as gifts to those who have been on the front lines, like first responders, nurses, doctors, other medical staff, and of course, law enforcement. All 4 designs are available on white, black, or red t-shirts. All 4 designs are available in white, black, or red ink. The sizes we have available are small, medium, large, extra large, and 2X. Call or text 603-616-8907 to order, or order on our website, https://creationseminar.net/onlineorders.htm. Simply identify the shirt design, your size, what color shirt, and ink color that you prefer. The shirts are $20 each, plus shipping. Thank you.